That's hot. Oh, yeah.
Fitzy and
Sweet as.
Whipper.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. Back for another big week of podcast party. You know what's great, Fitz? The amount of people sliding into the DM on the old Instagram, letting us know how much they love the podcast.
I haven't seen any of them.
Leno, you've got one there.
Yep, I've got one of the two.
Okay. Oh, great.
Yep.
Was this from Whip?
Go
or
with
who's it
50%
from?
of them.
Well, yeah, if it's not Whip, it's Cameron from New Zealand. Says he's been a keen listener of Fitzy and Flopper
It's off.
for some time.
Well done, Cam.
Can't be that keen. He doesn't know the name of the show. What about
DM.
the other half of the emails that have come in on the DMs?
What's
that one?
Wasn't that go? No. Oh no, that's right. The one that you did, you actually made up.
Sorry, yeah.
Direct message.
So that's it. That's it.
You're just
We're done for today.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do one a day then. If you want to,
You are a direct meathead, mate. That's
spread
what
them
you are.
out, that is extremely rude. I'm not a flopper.
Send us
I'm
your
not a
direct meatheads to the show. We'd love to get your advice.
That's not what it's about at all.
Fitzy and Whipper.
Who did you boot out of the delivery room? And I know it's a very important room for any lady, especially if it's your first labour that you're going through. You're very selective with family members that you want in there. Obviously, your partner should be in there as well. But it can get quite heated in there. And there's certain people that you might want to kick out of your delivery room.
We asked Tom to leave. Oh, no, that was at the conception.
Well, it was... Oh, I thought
Sorry,
it
not
would
the
have been
delivery. That was when
great.
it was a guy with a trench coat and a fake moustache. And I went, hang on a minute, I've seen that before.
Tom just wanted to see his child, mate.
Tom, get out, please.
Very good.
This is too intimate.
This is an amazing story. And Mum's gone to Reddit and that's where you go.
Oh,
when you always have a problem.
If in doubt.
I always say to myself, I'm not going to talk about this with family and friends. I'm going straight to
Reddit. Where's Fitzy? Oh, you'll have to read the Reddit blog.
Yeah, Reddit. Reddit between the lines, I say. Yeah, that's what I say.
That's good, hang on.
She's 32 years of age. Her husband is 34. This is their first child. We were in the delivery room together. All was going well. I was in a lot of pain, but he was really supportive. The midwife was asking us questions about the baby, etc., in between contractions, just to help me ease my mind a little bit. Then she said if we were excited about the pregnancy being over, and I said yes. It's been really, really hard for me. My husband then snorted and said, for me too, she was so difficult. The midwife tried to change the subject, but I asked the husband what the F he means by that, and he said that he is happy it's over and he will get his wife back after the hormonal mess she's been in.
Yeah.
Hormonal mess. There she is, bringing your child into the world, and you refer to her as a hormonal mess?
What an
Very
absolute
brave.
loser.
Very brave man.
Very brave
Oh,
man.
he's looking for a year in the doghouse.
I was so hurt, I told him to just please leave the room. I do not want you to be here when the child arrives.
I mean, a woman in that situation doesn't even want to be touched. I think every guy's gone through that. Don't touch me. Just don't touch me.
Yeah.
So then to turn to your wife and say that you're a hormonal mess.
I know. I mean, I fell asleep in front of my wife, holding her hands, looking at her in the eye, Sarah. I mean, it was 23 hours, and in between contractions, I was just looking at her, and then I was going to sleep.
That's right.
And she would wake up.
She was
would
timing
wake
your
me
sleep.
up again.
She was waking you up every
There's
minute.
a couple of words that I was keen on getting out as well, but there is no way I would have said hormonal or mess.
No, you don't.
Well, one of my girlfriends is pregnant at the moment, and her partner said to her the other day, I'm just really hoping you don't get quite so hormonal and carry on the way you did with the first
Is this
pregnancy.
Tula?
No, Tula is not having another
Okay,
baby.
sure.
Enjoy grease tools.
I reckon, just ban the word hormonal out of your whole vocabulary.
Totally.
Yeah.
Don't use it at all.
I mean, it is hard on the guy. I mean, I was eating for two, as a lot of women do when they're pregnant. I was very careful. I mean, if Lisa wanted to eat ice cream, I would eat ice cream as well, just to make sure that we did everything together. In fact, someone came here the other day and said, oh, would you be happy to do live reads about giving up alcohol when Lisa wasn't pregnant? When Lisa was pregnant. And I went, oh, I didn't. You didn't? Lots of guys do. I went, well, not that I know. And they said, no, it's quite common for the man to give up alcohol and so to support the wife going through it. I said, I took a bottle of whiskey into the hospital when the baby was coming out.
I mean, you didn't even give up your hair medication.
No.
And you were told by
I
the
wasn't
doctor.
going to give up anything.
There's no way you're doing that. 13 24 10. Who did you boot out of the delivery room? Courtney and Padstow. What happened, Courts?
my partner kept taking my gas off me, so I had to kick him out so I could actually get some pain relief.
See, I never got the gas.
No, I never tried it.
It's horrible.
It
It makes you
Dries
spew.
you out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
does it?
Oh, it made me spew. It doesn't make everyone. I just
Courtney,
started vomiting
was
everywhere.
he on another planet? Was he a bit spaced out?
He was. I think it seemed like he was a bit stoned actually from it, but it helped me. It had a different effect on me. So
Right. As long as he wasn't on the cookies or anything like that.
See, that's the thing. You don't want him laughing your head off and having a good time while you're going through all that pain.
No, he's
Does it even work, Courtney? Does the gas work?
it did for a little while, and then I think once it gets to the end of it, nothing works.
Well, you were not a hormonal mess that day, Courtney. You were beautiful. Okay, just wanted to get that over the line.
Geez, I'm glad we don't go through it. I don't know how I would do it. I don't know how I would do it.
No, you're pretty weak.
Women are so strong. I mean, not just that part at the end, but the whole process of my feet are swollen, I can't get my shoes on, I don't know what I feel like, I'm
It's just a
uncomfortable
Monday
here.
for you off a big weekend.
I can't do this, I can't do that, carry my bag.
Your pain threshold is very low, isn't it? I mean,
Isn't
you
it?
retired from football at the age of 18.
18, yeah.
Because of injuries.
Injuries. And they said to me when I retired, said, I hope you never have a baby. No, I don't think I will, mate. I don't think I'll ever have a baby, and I don't think I'll ever play
You were
again.
carrying one at the
I
time.
had to hang him up, guys. That was it for me.
Whatif.com is all about helping Aussies make the most of every holiday. And now's the time to unapologetically holiday bigger and better than ever before.
Jump online or on the What If app and book your getaway today.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
Shooting hoops on the weekend, kids, yesterday. Bow, 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 bow.
What after your charity match? You've really taken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about the charity match. Yeah, I prefer to play without Nick Kyrgios because I've got more of a chance. I'm not a great basketballer, guys. Shock. But the thing is, every time you go down to the park and you're shooting hoops and the kids are down there, you start to just think, geez, what if I got one in from there? So a little bit, I'm kicking the footy at it and doing that sort of stuff. Doing a few half courts, just throwing the ball.
Classic.
Trying to land a couple. You place a couple of bets with the kids. All right, $2 if you can get it in from there. I had a $100 bet running yesterday with Jack. He had to kick the footy through the hoop. Didn't get it. Bounced off the ring a couple of times.
He's not going to get it.
Sorry, mate, you failed. So that ruined it. He left the park in tears because he didn't get his hungy.
You then
Knew it was safe,
you
though.
also said to him, if
Got
you
him a
can
beauty.
do 2Ks in 7 minutes on the rower, Jack, they'll give you $5,000.
Yep. And he
had a crack at that. Didn't get anywhere near it, did
He's
he?
still breathing. I'm
Weak.
so weak. Took him 25 minutes, loser. You're not, buddy. I love you. I love for your attitude. But you know what? Here was the issue. When you start to get a bit creative down at the basketball ring, I mean, I'm shooting half courts. Lisa's dad's down there. Dave.
He's an athlete, though, isn't
Dave, yeah, hot Dave.
Yeah.
Really fit.
Fit as a fiddle.
Dave says, I'll give you a fitty if you can hit the backboard at least full court.
Oh,
he?
gosh.
Throwing it.
Full court.
You wouldn't be able to reach the distance.
Yeah.
That's a long way.
You did right.
Kicking? Yeah. All right.
Throwing the basketball. And I went,
Christ.
yeah, I can hit the backboard from
Can
there.
anyone do that? Can a professional throw
Oh,
it that
they
far?
would, for sure. Nick Kyrgios, definitely. Ben Fordham, definitely.
Easy.
I mean, I thought I'd be close, and I was close. I mean, my line was sensational. Like, I was spot on in terms of direction.
Right.
Length was the issue. Timing was also an issue. Because just as a 4-year-old on a skateboard learning to skateboard rolled across.
Bang. Got him.
You know when you put your hands in the air thinking, that's all I can do to stop this? I nearly yelled out 4 MDG.
Good.
The basketball hit the kid in the head. He had a helmet on, thank
Would have been a
God.
great TikTok.
Would have been a great TikTok. Should have been filming it.
Basketball's heavy,
Especially
too.
with the new Snapchat filter that makes you with that
Yeah.
funny face.
Yeah.
That
I
would have
mean,
been
if he
fun.
was lying down crying and then I did funny face on him, that would have been a hit because he wouldn't have really
Or
known.
or sad face,
Well, I
yeah.
didn't need sad face because poor
Did he
little...
just go flying?
Well, the basketball is quite heavy. Now, it almost looked like, and he was a pretty small kid, it
It is
almost
Benny.
looked like something had physically pulled him by the head off the skateboard. Like, he flew by the head. Like, the basketball went into his head, which was like, if you could imagine his head being a cannonball shot out of a cannon,
Yeah.
the kid flew, literally flew, almost like the basketball had lifted him off the ground, except that it had got him in the side. Yeah, a little bit of blood coming from the ear, but everything was fine.
Any parents around?
Yeah, parents came running. Of course, we all ran in. The dad said, "What are you shooting from back there for?" And I said, "There was a fitty on it."
Yep.
And he said, totally fine.
Said, "Well, we would have gone halves if you've nailed it, because you've
He's
now
gone,
hit the kid."
Dave. I haven't seen you for years. We went to high school together.
No, that'd be great. Is the bet still running?
Did you offer the kid a Gladiator running club singlet?
No, I didn't.
Because in a crisis,
do you know what I nearly
that's what
did
you
though,
do.
MDG? The
Ultimate
kid
dickhead
was on the
cards.
ground and he was like, he's crying, of course, little guy Ed that I met, and I'll probably see him down there next week.
Ed with the sore head.
Ed with the sore head, Ed with a swollen ear and the bad head.
Not that he's ugly. It's not a bad
he
head.
got, to his credit, he got back on the skateboard after they got a little baby wipe and dried the bit of blood from the ear. He got back on the skateboard and continued to wheel his way off. He won't be back on that court. But I thought, I nearly, in golf, if someone hits
Don't tell me.
I nearly gave him my hat.
Oh, signed?
Nearly took a sweaty hat off my head
gross.
and went, "Here you go, mate."
Why would he want your hat?
He had a helmet on, so it would have been really weird if I tried to put it on his head. I mean, well done to the parents for putting a helmet on him to start with.
Why would he want
Well,
a dad hat for?
I just didn't know what else to give him.
It's so tough, isn't it?
I mean,
when
I had
you
a
get carried
Nova.
away with
I
sport.
had a Fitzy and Whipper umbrella, which is too small, so they're kid size anyway. I could have given him one of those.
We've
What
been
about your
trying to
watch? He would have.
Could have given him a watch. His wrist was too small and broken
that's
also.
Trish has given us a call from East Currajong. What happened when you were looking after your son's friend, Trish?
Well, we were looking after him because he was about to have a big karate tournament and he wasn't allowed to go on this camping trip on the weekend because we were going to keep him safe. So I kept him all inside. No one was allowed to play on the trampoline. Eventually, they talked me into letting them use the walking machine. And I left the room for like
Oh, no.
just 1 minute. And I heard a scream, and he'd gotten his foot stuck. So they're on the walking machine, they're running this thing up fast so they can make it go.
Yep.
Gotten his foot stuck between the walking machine and the wall. And it had just taken off the entire top of his
Skin, yeah.
Oh, so the treadmill was still running, Trish?
Yep, and he's there stuck with his foot down there screaming.
I saw a
The
kid,
worst.
The excavators at...
Escalators?
Escalators. Escalators at the shopping centre.
Oh, yeah.
And the belt that comes around, the kid... As the belt comes around, the kid got it caught underneath the bottom of the belt. So his hand was getting dragged in there, but they were trying to pull it out. So it was just ripping skin off the whole time.
Don't.
Very similar to that.
Trish, did you ever get asked to babysit again, or that was it? You never helped
No,
out again?
and I got my husband to go meet them at the hospital.
That is the worst.
Well done, Trish.
Good on you, Trish.
You've done a great job.
You're a
there.
shocker.
Vanessa in Oran Park, how did you injure your nephew?
I ran over his foot.
In the car?
Yeah. No, so I was in the car park and he got out of the car, right, with his mum. And I didn't see him behind me because he's the type of boy that just runs around everywhere.
Yes.
And he ran behind the car and I didn't see him. And as I was reversed, I ran over his foot.
God, lucky it was just a foot.
Yeah, it took a very long time for his mum to actually forgive me. But, yeah.
Any broken toes, Ness?
No, unfortunately, it was just a fractured foot. But still.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fractured foot.
It still happened, and I felt so guilty because it was my brother's son, and my brother passed away when he was only 6 months old. So
Oh, right, okay.
Yes.
Extra sensitive, of course.
So, I mean, you're
Yes,
quite
that's
lucky
tough.
that you only got away with running over the foot.
Well, I mean, I thought, God, imagine if I'd, done something else to this poor kid and really injured him.
Yeah, what if he hadn't had a helmet on?
Good
I mean,
if
do you
could
need
do a
brains?
reenactment?
Yeah, do you want to be the kid on the skateboard?
Yeah, I could have a crack.
Do you need a brain scan if you get hit in the head like that and a bit of blood from
Not
the
with a
ear?
Blood
basketball.
from the ear's not great.
No, that wasn't great. I didn't think so either. I mean, we had to leave then. I couldn't stick around to see if he was all right. I had to rush off at a fair bit on.
Did you change numbers and things like when you have a car
I
accident?
wanted to, and I thought about that just after we'd left, but I didn't get a chance to share my number with them to check that he's okay. But good to meet little Ed, and I hope he's back on the skateboard, and I'll see him down there next weekend.
Fun day Monday. We're doing this. We're getting involved.
Early in the morning and it's Monday. Time for fun with some wordplay. On Monday. On Monday.
Yes, it is. Monday, Monday, guys. We give you a story, then you've got to give us a pun. It's a very simple trade. This man has suffered a memory loss from having afternoon sex with his wife. Never heard of this before. It's called transient global amnesia.
Oh, please.
And within 10 minutes of getting busy with his wife, that was it. He'd lost his memory. He didn't know who it was. Then once it finished, he didn't know what they'd been doing.
A lot of my ex-girlfriends have this.
They chose to, didn't they? I mean, to think that you could be snapping in and out of it, and the next minute you're there and you're completely naked going, why am I in here with you? And who are you? What is going on? What has happened here?
I mean,
Why am I in this swing?
Do you really want to remember? That's the thing. I think you get to a certain age where I don't think remembering is
Part of
high
it.
on the list, is it?
Nah.
Can't be high up
Just rolls
there.
into one, doesn't it?
When you just get it done.
It would be crazy, though, to think... Imagine being a partner with that person, though, and they have no idea that you've actually done it.
As in,
it's-
would you be offended?
Yeah, like, and if you needed it all the time yourself,
Yeah.
you could say, well, we haven't done it for ages. Oh, my gosh. Even though you did it like a couple of hours
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, sure.
You could just go, and they've got no idea. They can't remember that you just did it 2 hours
but
ago.
what about if-
It's been 4 months now. You've got to... What's going on?
You haven't
And
even put your pants back
I
on.
just don't feel like it at the moment. I feel like I've just done it a few hours ago.
What if you weren't into your wife? I mean, that would be the perfect solution. You'd think it was a new partner every time.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's not bad.
All right, we need your puns, guys. What do you want to do here? Shall I kick it off, guys?
Go on.
Ace Ventura, Forget Detective.
All right, sure.
All right.
Pet.
Yeah, pet, forget, yeah.
I'll back it up, okay? When Harry forgot Sally.
Oh,
Sarah.
that's a good one. I'm going to
see
go
that.
down that road, but a horror movie. I don't know what you did last session.
Oh, quite
Good.
clever.
That's really good. You're winning so far.
Could be the greatest sports movie of all time. Can't remember the Titans.
That is a good film.
Strong from you, MDG.
Yeah.
You've come back and you've gone bang. Well played, sir.
Very, very good.
The space classic movie Armageddon.
Tommy, it actually works.
That actually works. The first time that one has worked. Well done, Tommy.
Early in the morning and it's Monday. Time for fun with some wordplay. On Monday.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Monday.
On Monday.
Gave the story, guys. A man has suffered memory loss after an afternoon session with his wife. He doesn't remember what happened. He then had a moment where he said, "Who are you and where are my pants?"
Not a bad. I mean, if you...
Yep.
The thing is, if you are... If you know, if your performance isn't up there, I mean, you could say that you've got this disease, don't you?
You could. I'm so sorry about that. It wasn't
I
me.
can't remember a thing. Benny and Penrith, what's your pun? Here's your drum roll.
Daniel Radcliffe in Harry Forgot Her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Harry forgot her instead of Harry Potter.
I like it, Benny. Good
Benny,
start.
thank you.
You're leading. Alex in Wollongong, what's your pun?
It's a bit of a stretch. E.T. the extra forgetstrial.
Oh, I don't mind it. I think your delivery was strong too, Alex. I mean, tough one to spit out. You've done well, buddy, for a Monday morning.
Really well done, Alex.
All right.
Stevie in Rouse Hill, here's your drum roll.
Steve, you there, mate?
Steve.
Tom Hanks stars in Saving Private Who?
Can you go from the top here?
cute.
No, we're
Steve,
gonna
can we give you the drum roll again? Can you go again?
Go again.
Yep.
Yeah. Steve.
You got me?
Yeah, mate, go again.
Yeah, go, Steve.
Tom
And
Hanks stars in Forgetting Private Who?
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping it would be stronger the second time round. It definitely wasn't.
Super cute, though.
Steve is just going to get absolute crap on the work site all day now from the boys.
You've disgraced yourself, but I loved it.
Louise in Leichhardt, what's your pun?
Forget Shorty.
Forget Shorty.
Shorty.
Get Shorty was the
Yep,
original.
that's right.
Well done, Louise. Georgina in Carindale, last one. Here's your drum roll.
The 40-year-old. Wait, am I still a virgin?
Not bad. Because you've forgotten.
good.
So you're playing on the fact that they've forgotten, and therefore it would play out with
Do you know
a couple of think about there.
Tough. I don't know.
I like Steve.
No,
Saving Private. Who?
Alex in Wollongong, E.T. the extra forgetstrial was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, that was a good effort.
Your
Sarah, it's your
call, Fitz.
decision. No,
Oh.
Sarah, your decision.
I like Georgina.
All
Am I
right.
still a virgin?
All right.
Georgina, you've got it.
You sound surprised too. That doesn't validate my vote.
40-year-old, am I still a virgin? Why not? Georgina, you've got it. Congratulations. Had never even heard of this show until I was on Channel 7 last night. The show's called Spotlight, and they take a couple of stories. Grant Denyer was interviewing the Aussie boxer who just became the lightweight champion of the world.
Old asses?
What's it he's
George-
fighting on Monday.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Fighting next Sunday.
George Combassis?
I think so, yeah. Extraordinary story. Anyway, the following story was about, and we've discussed this on the show before, what you see when you pass away. Only told by people that have come back, guys. Have a listen to this.
The man who keeps on dying over and over again.
No breath, no pulse, it's dead.
He's died more than 200 times.
This is ridiculous.
What he sees beyond the grave will astound you.
He says there's definitely something there.
So it's not...
He sees the light.
It's not a TV show about the specials that you can get at Spotlight or
No, nothing to do
with
with
or anything like that. That'd be awesome.
No, they're doing wicker baskets for $3 at the
So
moment.
he's died 200 times?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a pretty good party trick. Hey, guys, I'm just going to go and die in the front room quickly.
Bit stressful if no one knows how to bring you back.
Yeah, that's true, says. But and a little bit of a weird occurrence if you're living with that person. Oh, Steve's dead in the front room again.
Real downer.
No.
Someone bring Steve back, please. 198.
I mean, look, can I throw this out there? If you are Steve and there's certain things that you want to get out of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I died this afternoon.
Well, as if you're not throwing a few dodgies out there.
Can he claim life insurance each time?
Oh, says.
We've got a...
Great question.
Hey, Steve, you know that busy bee down at the cricket club was today?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you, mate?
Died.
I died this morning. Sorry, Steve, mate. We'll see it training Tuesday night.
I'm dying then as well. I booked in. I've got it booked in between 1 and 2. I'm dead on that day. So sorry about that. Although
Jeez, honey, that was quick.
Oh. Sorry.
Sorry, honey, I died.
You really died on stage tonight? Yeah, I did actually. I bloody hit my head again. You'd be getting around with a helmet on, wouldn't you? Be getting around with a helmet and a mattress tied to your back.
Hang on, is it that dramatic, or does he sort of collapse, or does he die in his sleep?
He knows it's coming, says, so he'll be
then
there
you'd
and he'll
sit
go,
down.
Sarah, I'm dying again.
And what if I'm in a rush to get in my car because I want to pick the kids up
Dying
and
to
I
get
can't
out of here.
resuscitate you?
What do you... Yeah, I mean, you'd be sick of... there'd be one person that's done CPR on him the most.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be just pushing down on his chest and at some stage going...
Couldn't be bothered.
Do you know
You
what?
mongrel, Steve, come on.
A mate of mine, I had no idea and I'd never really thought about it. The difference between a heart attack and a cardiac arrest. So cardiac arrest is the wiring, it's the electrics in your heart, where your heart attack will be your blocked valve. And that's where you might end up with a triple bypass or something like that. I didn't know that, Tom. Nurse Tom, who says yes as he nods in the corner.
No,
I hadn't really thought about it.
You know lots about the sort of restructuring of breasts, but not so much about...
No, I haven't
hearts.
done it in
Fascinating,
much
isn't it?
detail on that. I die quite often looking at them, Tom.
We're trying to search for your heart still. That's the thing.
Well,
No, that's the brain.
Okay. Well, I bumped into a mate who had died. He'd gone through this. I bumped into him on the weekend. And he very quickly said, because he was at boxing training.
Oh, was he like a ghost or something? Was he?
No, he's back. No, he's back. But he was out and the defib brought him back. But he was boxing, like working out.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, heart starts to race, no blood to the brain, you pass out. But they brought him back. The first thing he said to me was, I can tell you what, there's nothing on the other side.
He didn't see anything. No,
Nothing.
No bright lights.
No. But
that's sad.
when they were putting pressure on his chest trying to resuscitate him, can you imagine this for a fright? They broke 4 of his ribs.
Oh.
So he didn't know that he'd passed out because, you know, the blood drops from your head, so you go, oh, God, I'm gone. And then he just woke up and went, what the hell have you done to my chest?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we had to get to your heart.
Well, not the boxing coach didn't give him a
No,
couple
he
on
wasn't
the ground,
beating up
did he?
while he was
Far out.
they were waiting for the ref to jump in.
You haven't paid me for 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
You
I was giving you CPR.
Come on.
To the ribs. There are so many amazing Prince stories from over the years. My wife and I were so lucky. A mate of mine worked in the music industry, and this was last minute. The only reason we got tickets to this because he said just 2 cancellations have popped up at the Opera House. Do you want to go see Prince play on the piano?
It would have been one of his last shows.
Mate, and this is the thing, you didn't know what to expect. You didn't know what the set list was. He came out. The way that he just commanded that whole room at the Opera House, it was crazy, Sarah. Like, he actually looked BJ in the eye once, and I was like, oh my God,
Flirting.
there's nothing I can do here. Prince, she's all yours.
Yeah.
You know, that's the power that he had.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's this story that's going around at the moment. Carlos Boozer is his name. Now, Carlos was an amazing basketballer, played for the Utah Jazz, made a lot of money back in the day. He's retired now, Sarah, but he was talking. Utah was, I think that's where Prince was from, wasn't he? He was from Utah.
Yeah, right.
Which is predominantly a Mormon state.
Yeah, home of the honeybee.
Yeah, it is. But that's where his purple house was. Anyway, Carlos Boozer, he bought a house in Bel Air, which is one of the richest in America. I think Bel Air is right up there.
In LA, yeah.
With Beverly Hills and
Number
stuff
one.
like that. So he bought a house in Bel Air, and that was like a holiday house. And he bought that just before he was about to go back to the Utah Jazz for a training camp, right? So he and his wife were very excited about it, and they were going to do a few things to it until his realtor rang him and said someone wants to rent out the house. You know what? I'm going to get Carlos Boozer to tell the story.
I bought a house in Bel Air, like 18,000 square feet. I moved here to Utah, coming here for the season, and my realtor in LA kept hitting me up saying someone wants to rent your house. And I was like, no, I didn't even spend no time in my house. Well, he's willing to pay $95,000 a month. And I was like, oh. I didn't know who it was until he got out the car, and I was, it's Prince, right? And she was like, yeah. He rented the crib, so that was all good. I tore my hamstring 4 or 5 times. There's a really good physical therapist in LA named Judy Cito, so I went out to LA to see her. I kept calling Prince. I'm going to stop by the house, but he wasn't returning my call. I pulled up to the house. I had these 2 golden lions on the gate, and it wasn't there. It was this symbol that I had never seen before. I'm like, whose house is this? And he literally had ripped out every single thing in my house. Everything was purple and black everywhere. And he turned the weight room into a nightclub with a disco ball, DJ booth, had a massage parlor in one room. I finally get a hold of him, and he's in Asia doing a tour for his album. And he's like, Booze, don't worry, I got you. He wired me $500,000 to ease my mind. He was like, when I move out, it'll be like I was never there. Long story short, he rents my crib out for a year, redecorated the entire house, then wires me $500,000. And then when I got there at the end of his lease, it was like he was never there. That's how much money Prince had.
That is amazing.
Bizarre.
What about how he wires him $500,000 and said, look, don't worry about it. Everything will be fine when you get back. So he rips everything out, turns the gym into a nightclub, turns it all purple, and then he takes it, he just completely renos it back to the original and gives him extra money.
I lost my bond for scratching a TV cabinet once. I mean, that is extraordinary. Imagine turning up and not recognising your own house. But then to be able to say, hey, don't worry, when I give it back, it'll be exactly like it was.
Just the best. But what about he's renting the place out and he can't, there's not enough purple in the house, so he needs more purple. That's what I love.
So he took the print, I'm assuming the symbols were the print symbol.
Were the prints,
put onto the gates. Get rid of the gold
the
lions.
Artist formerly known as.
For a while he didn't have a name, did he?
Such a
he
good
was
story.
just symbol.
Symbol.
Talking about surgeries, botched surgeries that you got overseas, because look, when you're playing with your body here, I mean, you need to ask yourself some serious questions about, do you want the cheaper option? Because if things go wrong, it's not like you can jump back onto a plane and go back to Thailand and get your left boob done. Or can you, Sarah?
Maybe you can.
Maybe you can.
Most of the times it'll be something aesthetic, so it'll be plastic surgery, or maybe it's your teeth, and you'll head off to an Asian country, and it might be half the price. Might head to Thailand.
Yeah.
Might get over there to Indonesia.
Well, it's with tattoos.
Bali.
Tattoos are another big one. But you can get cheap tattoos in Bali. The thing is, though, are you finding a talented tattoo artist? I mean, this is what you are playing with your own body here. And I know alcohol is involved with a lot of these decisions as well.
But if you're talking about teeth, quite often that's really expensive. Like if you need a lot of dental work done in Australia, it can be huge. And you mightn't have private health, and the next thing you know, $30,000.
What's the one that you were saying? Where do they all go? Where do the celebrities go to get their hair implants done?
Dubai, yeah.
Dubai.
Yeah.
But that's really expensive. It's not like it's cheap,
$20,000.
Far out.
And there's one doctor there. All the celebrities go there, and it'll take 48 hours. And there's one bloke who just chaperones them around the hotel so nobody can see them as they have their treatment done. But they get over. That's what David Beckham did.
Yeah, that's what Beckham did.
Yeah,
didn't
Bex did that. And
his hair's so beautiful.
There was one guy, and he just sort of takes this guy and gets to know them because they spend so much time together over the 48 hours between treatments while you're floating around the hotel. Then you go home and you look sensational.
Tommy, what's our budget this year, 2022? I know it's been tough. trying to get back,
Do you want the hair done?
back on track.
I don't have enough to fix you. I'm sorry.
So,
Fitz.
could I get the Dubai option or maybe the Phuket option?
Yeah, more Phuket.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, mate.
I'm more than happy to do that for the team.
Budget cuts.
Do not call me that, mate. Ada Azizi is her name. A few of her friends went over to Iran to go and get their dental work done.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is a big operation. You know, the word chompers gets thrown around quite a
Sure.
bit. You know when people get the new teeth? Because they're a little bit larger and they are fluorescent white.
Yeah.
Like they sparkle. So it takes a while, if you know that person really well, to acclimatise to their new pearly whites.
Can't hear what you're saying. Your teeth are too loud.
And you know what we're like. We don't like to take the piss out of anyone if they
we
decide to
wouldn't
get
say
that
a word if you got it done.
No.
Wouldn't say a word.
So Ada went over to Iran. Now, $1,000 for 19 teeth. That's a pretty good effort.
So they're caps, yeah?
Yeah, so basically she was getting the whole set of chompers. Now, she went in there the first day and she came home and she got a bit emotional because they only did 4 teeth, Sarah.
Oh, my God. Bugs Bunny's
Oh,
here.
no. Oh, no. They're the bottom teeth, the bottom 4. She looks like a llama with an underbite.
It's
That's weird. Why did they think that
So
was
only her 4 bottom teeth are pearly whites and
Yeah.
they're massive, but the rest are all the same. And she's like, what do I do here? She's then ringing her friends going, do they continue this? It took a long time. She had to stay in Iran a lot longer and get them done properly, but it ended up costing her the same amount as if she got it done back here.
Because a good dentist here or a good surgeon will actually colour the teeth now to make it look like your existing teeth.
Yeah.
And then you put it on. But I had no idea that when they put caps on your teeth, they file down your teeth
Yes, they do.
to like dinosaur teeth.
Yep.
And then they put the caps over the top. So can you imagine that filing process? I mean, I'm sure they work out how to do it peacefully.
Well, I'm
just picturing, a big chisel in your mouth.
I had a mate that I grew up with who refused to use a toothbrush, right? And his teeth were horrible. His
breath would have stunk.
Lovely guy, but obviously just didn't. So he went and got the chompers done. This is the thing, though, Sarah. I saw him recently, and he's had the chompers for about 7-8 years. He hasn't looked after the new chompers.
Oh, no.
Oh, so they've rotted.
So even the new ones are starting to rot.
Yeah.
How can you do that? You've had 2 opportunities in your life. Look after them.
Come on, mate.
They're your friends.
Going for your third?
Victor in Fairfield. What happened to your cousin, Vic?
Yeah, my cousin, he had to actually get a circumcision.
Yep.
And he got referred to a private hospital where the operation was going to cost him a couple grand.
Mm-hmm.
So he did some research on his own, was looking around online, and found this person that would do the same job for about $300.
Oh, give me a break. You wouldn't even consider it, Victor. Absolutely no chance. Where was this guy?
He was out in like the western suburbs somewhere.
Right. He was also an axe thrower. You just hope he was on target that day. Just a bloke out the back with a samurai sword.
So did
Victor, how old was the guy?
He was 22.
He didn't get it done, Victor, did he?
Yeah, he ended up getting it done.
But, no infection or?
He had a few. There was no infection, but he told me that he had some complications sleeping for a bit.
Oh, God, sounds like a real...
What, leading up to it, or?
No, it was afterwards. He had to sleep on his couch, sitting up.
Oh, sounds like a real lack of foresight.
No, you know what? When it comes to an operation like that, you're not saving. You're not saving $1,700.
No.
No,
no
chance
way.
at all.
You're not tipping the doctor either.
Jess in Artarmon, what happened to your sister-in-law, Jess?
Hey guys, my sister-in-law wanted to have a boob job.
Yep.
And of course in Australia it's pretty expensive, so she decided to go to Thailand.
Okay.
Had it done, totally fine over there, came back to Australia, and within 6 months her erupted and she got...
It had erupted.
Oh, so what do you do? Jess, what do you do in that situation? Can you go back or no?
You wouldn't bother.
Well, she didn't go back to Thailand. She went to Australia, spent more money, probably double, had to get it taken out, and then had to have nothing in for a few months, and then she had the surgery again.
That's the thing, Jess. You wouldn't know what they were putting in there.
No.
My
no,
God.
dodgy. Nah.
Someone told me the other day with boob jobs now have changed. This is a conversation I was having said. Don't look at me all creepy or whatever.
No.
But now they don't put in the silicone.
I think it was you and I talking.
Yeah. Someone was telling us about this.
Yeah, because a mate of mine, he's a boob surgeon,
Yes.
and he's one of the best in the world. And
So
they take fat from elsewhere around
Right.
the body, so there's no actual implant as such. It's
But
more
that
of an.
wouldn't sit up the same way.
But you taper it too. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know what goes on during surgery, but all the work and the sculpture and the way they build it is using your own body fat.
Right, but you were saying that if that person loses weight or something like that,
No, I
the
don't
boobs
think
go
so.
down or something. You were right.
think
You
so.
gave us a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, I did. I sat you
thought
down
it was
on
a
Friday.
bit weird.
It was weird having a couple of beers at about 9 o'clock in the morning while I went through the techniques.
It's great that we got to
used.
see the results when you took your top off.
And I'm really happy with them. If we can get rid of the hair, I reckon on page 3.
How's this? Babysitters now are making $45 an hour.
What, did you pay 45?
No, we didn't. So Friday night, we haven't had a babysitter for so long, for years, right?
Really?
And Huey had a school function on. We had to go where, they got up with the
That
mums.
was amazing.
dancing.
That video of him dancing with BJ.
Yeah,
Cried.
the boys got up with their mums, had a bit of a dance. They got a rose. He wrote me a note. You write a note to your dad as well that he reads out later. He lost it twice.
Ah, come on.
He lost it. We finally found it, but we got there. So we had to get a babysitter for Lenny. And
What do you normally do?
Huey stays home.
No, we don't.
Don't you leave them
We
together?
usually offload them at friends' houses.
You drop them to
now.
a friend's place?
Yeah, we can usually, they can have sleepovers at mates' houses now. So we usually do that. Or if it's a wedding or something, we'll get mum and dad over from interstate. I know it's
But
a lot
they
of
stay
work.
home like in the morning when you're like, if you go and have breakfast or something up the street with BJ,
Yeah.
they're okay at home together for a few hours.
you can stay home. Yeah, they're at that age,
Right.
which is fine. So anyway, we're a bit nervous about Loose Lenny because when you have that nickname, one-on-one, and we got Jack who lived down the road. Jack's a legend. But then I didn't know this. I thought I was looking after Jack by paying him $30 an hour. Babysitters are getting $45 an hour now. There's a staffing crisis in childcare centres. Hey, how's this as well? Have you ever had people come up to you and say, you don't remember me, but I used to babysit you when you were younger? Have you ever had that before?
Not really.
We always remember ours, but
Yeah,
I know
I remember
what
the
you mean.
babysitters.
Yeah.
And you'd have no idea because you're a young child. I had a woman recently come up to me and say, I used to babysit you when we were younger. You stole boiled lollies out of my purse and $5 out of my purse once.
Give me the $5 back.
And I never came back.
With interest, you owe her about $1,000.
And I was like, you sure about that?
I don't know. I wouldn't know them if I saw them, but I remember their name. We had some. Well, I don't think we had. We had one issue one time where Kate was very young, and Louise said she had a bad stomach, and she vomited all over Kate's head. And the babysitter had the worst time trying to clean it up. And you don't want to call the parents. You never want to have to call the parents.
No.
And then, so the babysitter didn't ring mum and dad, but used Domestos to try and clean the vomit off the carpet and bleach the whole carpet.
No.
She never came back.
She never came back.
We were in love with we had two sets of babysitters, but one of them were these three boys who lived next door.
Go on.
And we were totally in love with the eldest brother, whose name was Hamish, so much so that then Mum got pregnant with my younger brother and let us choose the name, and we all voted for
Hamish.
because we loved because we liked the babysitter. So we got to put the names in a hat, and we cheated and scrunched the ball up
and got
bigger
Hamish.
and picked Hamish.
But we pay $30 an hour. That's kind of the standard rate.
Yeah.
Still,
That's good coin for a young person.
Great coin.
I mean, we only had Jack for 4 hours, so there's $120, and you skyrocket.
See you later.
But I'm asking you this morning, have you babysit yourself, or were you the one that caused a babysitter never to come back to your house? What did you do to him? 13, 24, 10. Benny in French's Forest. What happened, Benny?
Yeah, g'day, guys. Yeah, so when I was a kid with my little brother, we were playing outside, babysitting outside for dinner. And anyway, we started a massive water fight out the backyard. So the babysitter came out to break up the fight. And then my brother and I ran inside the house and locked her out.
Oh, no.
And anyway, so she's banging at the door trying to get back in. And anyway, we thought it was pretty funny and stayed inside. And anyway, in a panic, she realised that the food's still on the stove, so she's going to cut the power of the house.
Oh.
Anyway, all the food in the fridge went poor and everything like that. Mum and Dad came back and we were in big strife in the back of that. Anyway, they came back after that one.
No, funny that. And you nearly got the boot as well, Benny.
Oh, Benny.
Bad behaviour.
You terrorised her. These are the stories that we want. Christy in Eaglevale, what did you do to your babysitter growing up?
Hey guys, so growing up, we lived across the road from 2 graveyards, and people used to get really freaked out, and we told our babysitter, Mum worked night shift, so they were overnight sitters. We told her that the house was haunted because of the graveyard.
Yeah.
We used to tell her that the cutlery came pouring out of the dish rack, things and things she didn't see, and we'd say all that fell, and we'd wait for her to go to bed, and we'd put Mum's high heels on and walk around the house in the dark.
Oh, God.
Down.
You're the cursed ones.
Yeah. She stayed just for that night.
Yeah.
She wouldn't come back, and we used to do it all the time. Mum had terrible trouble getting babysitters.
Funny.
It's like a substitute teacher, isn't it? Is it fair game to have a go at a substitute teacher and
Just to
also
test
a
it.
babysitter?
Just test the limits.
It's got to be fair game, doesn't it?
Yeah. Anine, welcome to the show. You had a famous babysitter, is that right?
I sure did. His name was Hugo Weaving.
No, what?
Great Australian actor. So he was, So did you do anything to Hugo Weaving, Anine?
No, he was my favourite babysitter, and he used to make me all these toys out of wood.
Yep.
He made me this lovely London bus. And then when he was famous, and I said to Mum, hey, where are all the toys that Hugo made for me? And she's like, oh, I burnt them.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you mean burnt them? Why did she burn them?
Well, she did a big clean-up of my toys, and we used to have a proper log fire at that point. And she was like, oh, I guess I'll just get a bit of a clean-up.
Oh, that weird Hugo guy that's babysitting here. I think I'll torch all those toys.
He played some great villains.
Oh, yeah.
The Matrix, there's an Australian movie called The Interview where he's a serial killer as well. If you're watching that movie knowing that guy babysit me when I was younger, that would freak you out.
That's why you burn the toys.
The Fitzy and Whipper Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.